everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with a card that I've made for a very special and dear friend to me. Many of you, if you watch my channel, you've heard me mention her name before. Her name is Schuyler, and we met through YouTube. And since then, she has become a very close friend of mine. I even consider her to be like a sister to me. Her and I share the same month for our birthdays. So I wanted to do something for her as she has done for me and many times, and just send her something to let her know I was thinking of her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up and show you the card that I made her, and I'm actually going to show you how I made the card, and then I'm going to show you some of the gifts that I sent to her for her birthday. So don't worry, Schuyler's already gotten her gift, so she's not peeking. So what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making, and this is a Lori Whitlock card, and I purchased this file on the Sillhouette online store. This is also what is known as a 3D stand-up card. So it actually sits up like so. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the supplies and we'll get started on making our card. So now, I'm not going to show you how to lay this out on the mat because this one is another really simple one to put on, lay out on your mat. So this is your card base, and I believe it goes this way. So you're just going to fold on the score lines. And I'm going to go ahead and score that down, and then you'll score on the next fold line like so, and then you'll score on the next one, and then your last one, so like so. So basically your card is going to sit up and fold like this. If I have that correct, let me make sure. Okay everybody, so there were no instructions on Lori's. This is a Lori Whitlock file on how to put this together, and it should be pretty simple to put together, but I wasn't quite sure how the score lines were supposed to be folded. So you're going to go ahead and fold in this score line, and then you're going to fold this one back, and then fold this one forward. Although you can put it together any way you want, and I think that it's looks like from the diagram or the picture on the Sillhouette website that she does have this one folded up as if it's a mountain fold, and I think that's so that when you want to fold it up and send it or stick it in an envelope, you'll be able to do that. So now it doesn't say whether or not you should have this tab in the inside like so, or if you should put it in the back. And I think what I'm going to do is put it in the back, just because I like it that way. You can put it in there whatever way you want. But before you go ahead and start taping everything together, what you want to do is start putting on your pieces for the cake and the little banner. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and used my print and cut. I really like the print and cut on the Sillhouette, because this way I can print out my greeting and put whatever I want in there. I can also color in if there's just, say for instance, a piece of cardstock that I just don't have. And it's not like I don't have a lot of cardstock. It's just that every now and then I find something looking at on the web, in the digital papers that you can get for free. I'll find something that I really like, and I'll just go ahead and use the print and cut to do that. And that's what I've kind of done with my little banner. I'm spelling out happy birthday Schuyler, and I know you probably can't see this because it is really tiny, but it looks like that. I was able to squeeze it on there. So when she looks at this in person, she'll be able to see it. But because I'm got the camera angled the way I do, you may not be able to read it. So, but I'm just getting some foam tape on here because I want this to pop up. As we all know, I like to use my things to be three-dimensional, besides liking bling, of course. So we'll put this last one on, which has her name. And the other thing that I've gone and done is I have gone and inked my edges of the banner using the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and this is the Gathered Twigs. So now what we'll do is we'll add our cake, and for the cake I once again used the print and cut. Schuyler's favorite color is turquoise, so I was trying to get things that were turquoise, and this is going to be placed right here. And I am also going to pop this up as well. So let me get out some dimensionals, and we can add that as well to our card. So I'm going to put some along here on each side and then down by the cake stand. So we'll take the backing off of these and we'll add these to the card as well. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll add the inside of the card. Now I have also gone ahead and done a sentiment, but I'm going to put my sentiment on the back of the card because I want her to be able to see it. And if you put it on the front, it will be a little bit harder to, or in the inside, it will be a little bit harder to read because of what you have for your banner and then the cake piece. I just pulled that off because I wanted to even it up just a little bit. So now we have our cake piece and our banner. So now let's add our inside piece. And this cardstock is a K & Company cardstock, and it's actually double-sided. So, and this is the cardstock. It is called Brina, I believe. So there's like some really pretty papers in here. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using this side of the cardstock. So we're just going to get some tape on here, and we're going to use the ATG gun to do that. Make sure we get tape along our edges here. And then we can add this to the inside of the card. So I'm just going to line this up and then just add this to the inside. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my inside sentiment, or my sentiment, on the back. And I used the print and cut feature for this as well. And real quickly, I just want to go ahead and ink my edges here. So let's get that done. And this is really a really simple card to put together, so that's why I'm not going to show you how to lay it on your mat, because it's really easy. A little bit of paper piecing, but not that much. So you should have this done in no time. Okay, so I've got my ink on the edges, and I'm once again going to get my ATG gun, and I'm going to add my tape, and then we'll add our sentiment on the back. And what I'm using for my sentiment piece is I'm using my scraps. And like I always say, if you can use your scraps, use them. And this scrap is actually the cutout of our front layer. I decided to just go ahead and use that. So that's what we need to add on the front. And we'll add that. Let me make sure I have that right. We have to move this just a little bit here. And that's going to go right along there for the inside, or for the top layer. So I think I'm going to use the Tombow for this. And this is some more of that cardstock that is from that same paper pack. So now I want to make sure, because it looks like there is a right and wrong to this. So I want to make sure I got this on here the way it's supposed to be. And I'm just going to lift this up a little bit in there. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and tape down our back piece. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll get our tape in here along the inside of that one strip. And then you're just going to line this up. And then you will press it down. So there is our finished card. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add my, you know what, my bling. And I'm also going to come back with the finished card along with the envelope. And then I'm just going to show a few little gifts that I've made for Schuyler for her birthday. Okay, everybody, so I am back with the finished card. And just so you know, this card is a 4x4 card. So as you can see, I've blinged it up. So what I did was I took some of this mesh that I picked up on a scrapbooking haul, and you can just cut this to cut whatever amount that you need. So I took and cut pieces to put along here on the cake, and then I took and just cut one for above each one of the banners. And then I went ahead and took some of the flowers that I got at Michael's in the dollar bin a while back, and I took and shined those up using my watercolor paints and some of the iridescent medium. And then I had this scrap leaf left over from one of the gifts that I decorated for Schuyler, and I just took that and inked it with my Tim Holtz Distress ink. And this is the peacock feathers. And Schuyler actually gave me this. I can't remember if it was birthday, Christmas, or it might have been a just because gift. That's just the type of person she is. She is just such a sweetheart. So that's the finished card, and it sits up like this. And then I have my sentiment on the back, but I'm just going to lay it down like that so you can see it. And then for my envelope, I already had an envelope that I made for something else, and I can't remember why I didn't use it. But, you know, as I say, use your scraps, or don't throw anything away, because eventually you'll end up using it. So I just took this envelope because it had the same colors as in the card, and I stamped out the happy birthday and you are a true friend. And I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but the happy birthday is from the Cricut Artiste cartridge that came with the rubber stamp set, and you are a true friend is from the it's an Inkadinkadoo stamp set that's called let's see, Best Friends, and it looks like this, and I apologize for this glare. And I put that on the front using the Distress ink, the peacock feathers. And then on the back, I decided to add another stamp sentiment that says, a friend is someone who reaches your hand and touches your heart. So you probably might not be able to see that over the flowers, but if you're here in person, it shows up pretty good. Now that is a friendship stamp that is by Close to My Heart. It's letter D1453, and it looks like this. So now that was the card and the envelope, and by the time you see this video, Schuyler will have gotten her gift, so that's why I'm showing it to you. So then I decided to make her a shadow box, which looks like this. I've really gotten into making these shadow boxes. I think they're really fun to make. So what I did for this one is I went ahead and made the shadow box, and then for the inside, this church lady here, at least that's what the file is called, I went ahead and colored all of this using my Silhouette Cameo. And this is very time consuming because I purchased the digital stamp from Robert Jackson Digital Stamps, and I'll put a link to his stamps, their digital stamps, down in the description bar below. And basically you can go ahead and print it out and then color it with your Copic markers, but I've decided to try and do this by using my Cameo and using the print and cut features. And like I said, it is a lot of work doing this. At least it is for me, because this is the second one that I've done. But once you do get it done, you really are going to like the effects, because you can take any of your stamps, stamp them out, scan them in to your computer, and then you can resize them any size you want, and you can color them whatever color you want. So I went ahead and used a print and cut also for the cross back here in the back. This is a Silhouette file. I just went and did a print and cut with that. And for my background paper, that is also a print and cut, and that was just a wallpaper background I found on the internet. And then I went ahead and put some of the flowers that I picked up in the dollar bin, and I took my Spellbinder, actually I'm sorry, this might have been in my Creative Time die, and went ahead and punched those out, or die cutted those out, and then I took and sprayed some of this Memory Mist iridescent on there just to give it a glitter shine. And then of course I had to add my bling along the side here. And as I said, Schuyler's favorite color is turquoise. And then because I made the first one, I went ahead and cut out some more of these little ladies. I just think this is so cute. And this is a Silhouette file, and it does have a happy birthday that goes across the top of the box. But what I found after I put this together is this doesn't lift up. I was actually going to put her gift inside here, and after I put it together and put this top layer on, I thought, okay, how is she supposed to open this? She'd have to take this paper off. And I don't think it was actually a box. I think it was just a file that looked like a box, but it's really not a box. Well, it kind of is a box, but like I said, you have this top layer along here. So I just went ahead, I didn't want to throw it away because I had already done, once again, the print and cut feature. I just decided to, because I had several of these left over, that I would just add this on the top of the box. And I sprayed this one once again, or misted this with the iridescent Memory Mist. So that's my little box that isn't really a box. So now let's move on to the actual other gift items that I have for her. So I went ahead and cut out a box after I realized what I had to go inside was not going to fit in here, nor was this really a box. So I made this one, and this is from the Cutting Cafe, and I will put a link to all of these items in the description bar below. So the happy birthday is a print and cut, and this actually is what was supposed to go on the top of here, but I used it to put on the box. And then my little bow here is from my Creative Time. I'm sorry. This is from my Creative Time, and I think these are from My Favorite Things. I always get those two mixed up. So here is my bow, and then of course I had to add my bling in the center of the bow. And then when you open this up, I have some little gifts in here for her. So one of the things that I did was I made her a pair of earrings that look like this, because I do make jewelry as well. And then I actually, at the last bead and button show that we have here in my city, I've shown where I picked up beads before, and I used those to make my jewelry. In this case, I saw this necklace and it was already pre-made, so I decided to go ahead and purchase this because of the color. The one thing I like about this necklace is it's actually two necklaces. What you do is when you break these apart like so, you can wear this like this, or you can wear it as one piece like this. So it's actually two necklaces in one. And then if you want to wear it all together, you can go ahead and hook those back together, and then you can wear it like this. So actually it's three necklaces. So that's the necklace. And then after I saw the necklace, I saw this pre-made bracelet, so I decided to go ahead and purchase that as well. So she's actually getting something that I didn't actually make, except for the earrings. I normally make all my jewelry, but when I saw this set, I just thought I might as well just purchase this because it was a pretty decent price. And this is just a stretch bracelet. And this holder also came with the jewelry box file from the Cutting Cafe. And then I just gave her some more of the little ladies that I printed out. I'm sorry for that glare, where I did the print and cut feature, and I figured because I had cut out so many of them that she could do what she wanted with those. And then the last thing I did was I crocheted these little flowers for her to add on her cards. I saw these at Michael's and they were in the dollar bin, and I just bought one package so I could look at the design and figure out how to make it. So that's it, everybody. This is the birthday gift that I have made for my very dear close friend Schuyler. Oh, sorry for all that noise of the paper. And this is the finished box, along with the shadow box, the other little box, and her card. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.